What's going on? Alright, welcome to beginning of a series of videos of programming in C. Rather than going through all the rigmarole of using the VI editor and the remote and putty, let's just forget all that. And let's just use something a little bit more friendlier, because you can always cut and paste your code into the VI editor afterwards. So what I like to use here, it's called Code Blocks, codeblocks.org. It's open source, it's free, it's delicious. So you just go to downloads, you want the binary release, and then go over here. You want the 17.12 setup.exe, and it's going to redirect you to this site, and then after that time it's going to start downloading. So download it, install it, open it up, go to File, go to New, empty files, great. And what you can also do right off the bat is just Control S to save it, and this is what you want to save it as something now. So let's say this is going to be a combination of LAB1 and LAB2, because LAB1 doesn't even need a whole video, because you're just printing something. That's it, and that's your first program. Then you're going to feel really good about yourself, and it's like, wow, I can program anything. So let's just call this LAB2. Question 2. Okay, so with C, you need to add this. This is like one of the more stdio.h. That is one of the main libraries you're going to have to include. So again, when you're programming, you're going to have to get very used to holding shift and doing curly brackets, normal brackets, sharp brackets, smooth, sexy brackets. So, get comfortable with doing that a lot, because you're going to be using them, so it's not just programming. You're making love to the keyboard as you're doing this. So it's kind of important that you're familiar with even like the odd keys you don't normally touch. So, alright, now we're making our main function, everything. See, there you go. I just made some curly ones and some smooth, sexy ones there. So that has to be done right away, because the code is going to go into this part right here. So follow along. So yeah, your first program can be very simple. Print F is how you print it, and there you go. If you can do this, that means you're fucking programming. So probably boom. So let's check it out. So then to compile it, that's what makes it easier than using the VI editor and all that crap. It's just this, you get to see it right away. And there you go. If you followed along and you just did that, that means you're programming, and so give yourself a pat on the back. Alright. Let's move on here to, was it basic? Alright, there we go. So create and run a simple C program that declares variables, int chars floats for those. Get the user to input some shit, and then have it then print out what you just typed in. Very exciting stuff. Okay, so we can just leave, dude, your fucking program in there, because who cares? Let's just, here, you know what we can also do? We can just make that like the title. So let's add some stars here. Yeah. Alright, and then with code too, if you just want to make a some spaces, just add some of that, and you can copy and paste. You can make it nice if you want. Now it doesn't matter if it's like that or like that. C doesn't care, as long as it's in between the brackets here. You get used to these guys here. Okay, so what are we doing? Declaring for a variable. So everybody likes reading comments. Says we're going to put my variables. Choose an int, input one. See this, you can call this anything. This doesn't matter. You can call this like ass. You can call this, you know, Matt Damon. You can call it whatever you want. Now, if you do call it that shit, your teacher is going to fail you for it because you have to make your variables. Just name them what they're doing or what they're holding. You know, it's funny. So, but here, just show you just for, we can keep this as a Matt Damon. All right. So, that's, and Matt Damon 2. What else we got? Oh yeah, cars. These are going to be fun here. There's going to be a little something in here. We can call this Billy Baldwin. Yes. And then, all right, float. We'll just call this floater. Okay, so we got Matt Damon 2. So those are your variables, and these are the type of variables it is. Boom. All right, so it's always probably a good idea to let the user, the person using the computer, know what you're doing. So enter a number, because that's what you want them to do. And then to take it in, that's scanf. Beautiful stuff. See, there's the quotes again. You know, you got to get really comfortable hitting shift and hitting those keys. But I like to make the whole thing first, and then add in your stuff. It's just easier that way, rather than going back and then finding the keys. Anyway, so you'll get your own rhythm. So scanf. So this is going to be in quotes. So and then since it's a digit, it's just %d inside quotes, comma. What are we putting in there? Matt Damon. Oh shit! Whoops. Also, when you're putting stuff into a variable, or inputting into a variable, use one of these just above the number 7, apparand sign. Lovely stuff. Okay, so then printf again. Printf. Enter number 2. So then you're taking more stuff in and be exactly the same. Whoops. %d, comma, Matt Damon 2. You're putting it in that variable. Oops. And I keep forgetting this. If you want to leave them out, see what happens. It's kind of neat. It'll still compile. But I'll leave that up to you if you want to just play around with the code. So enter power. And this is going into, what is it, Billy Baldwin. Okay, see, this is why you don't name shit like that, because then you have to really think about what the hell you just called something. And who the hell is going to remember Billy Baldwin? Seriously. So scanf. Okay, so with characters, this is interesting, all right? So it's %c, whoops. And brand Billy Baldwin. Yep, that's about right. And then finally, enter a floating number. Okay, and then scanf again. And a floater. Guess what? That's an F. Space over, comma, and now put floater. That's your. Great. So that takes in all the stuff. Now, actually, let's comment. Putting values. Now this is the output. So once you're putting stuff in, you're gonna get this this thing to put out. So yeah, and that's just print f again. Here we can even give it some spaces. Here, let's cut and paste some of these. We can even call this a make it look nice. There we go. Okay. 1 equals. Number 1 equals. Alright, so you have that in there. And so, oops. So percentage D, same thing that you take in, is the same thing you're taking out or displaying out there onto the screen. So still percentage D. Remember that. And then which variable is it? It is, whoops, I already, okay, Matt Damon. You don't need the ampersand signs, just sticking the variable in. Print F again. There we go. Okay, so number 2 equals percentage D. Same thing, still an integer. Matt Damon 2. Print F. Whoops. Car. 1, there is only one, so equals percentage C, 'cause that's what it is. It's the same thing as it was up here. Alright, and we're going to get back to this guy in just a second. This is actually wrong, but this is a little C, this is a C thing. C is, you know, a bit fucky. It's not as smooth as Python or C Sharp. It's old, right? But it's good. It's good. It's fine. Okay. This is who? Billy Baldwin. There we go. Boo doo 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 doo. And printf floater equals percentage F. Look at that. All right, floater. Let's compile the code. Let's clean this up. There. So this kind of doesn't need to be over there. It's just going to happen, but let's make it nice. Double presentation. Nice, easy, readable code. So let's go enter a car. Oop. Forgot quotes. Yeah. All right, let's try that again. Hey. Okay, and then also too, it's going off onto the side here, so you can just fix that right away. Let us little \n action up there. You see it right at the top. Recompile it. Perfect. So now it puts it down at the bottom. So enter number. I don't know. I like the number 7. Enter number 2. Well, geez. All right. I'll enter number 2. And look at that. Enter a character is skipped, and it goes straight to floating number. Enter a floating number. And again, I have that thing where I didn't do a new line. So number 7. Yeah. Number 2. Skips the character straight to that. So it does almost work. So, enter number. I want that to kind of stay. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Here we do /n here. /n there. Let's see how that works. Then, ooh, same thing with output. /n there. /n. So it's an extra line. So you could do this at the beginning or the end. So we could do that, do that, do that, do that. And that should do it. Let's run it. Enter number. Okay, so favorite number 7. Enter number 2. Number 2. Skips character. Ah, okay, so it's still. Well, why does it skip the character? Okay, so this. Yeah, good. And then the output looks good now too. So, but why does it skip the character? What is happening there? All right, for some whatever reason, you just got to give that a little space like that. It has something to do with it reading into the next line, or it doesn't notice that there's white space, or doesn't know that it's just to stop there. It just happens with when you're taking in a single character. So you use this for choose yes or no, I guess, in that situation. But that is just one of those fucky little things with a C. So let's do it again. Favorite number 7. Tells me to enter, but this could be any number. This could be 700. Still works. Ah, there we go. Enter. It's your favorite character, E. Floating number. Well, everyone's favorite floater. Boom. And there you go. If you follow along, it means you're doing some fucking programming. So you should feel good about that.